I'll be like, that was
my high school kid takes it. My brain takes
That's
over.
good, man. That's what we want. We're
Right?
having fun. People want us having fun. They want to see us here as having fun. And I think probably one of the funnest things that is part of the work that we do is, for me, it's been picking mushrooms. For you, you've been more, you're picking them, but you're picking mushrooms that you're growing. I'm picking more wild psilocybin. Like, what's like the biggest kind of surprise that this has been for you? Like, just to kind of talk about, like, you didn't grow mushrooms and then you did. Like, what are you loving about it?
Oh, man. What do I not love about mushrooms? For me, man, I can't really pinpoint the thing I love the most about cultivating mushrooms other than the smell of a fresh harvest. The one that sticks on your hands, goes with you. It's amazing. It fills a room. It'll fill a house. My wife definitely knows when I harvest. She's like, "Oh, it smells very earthy in here today." So through cultivation, I have a lot of intention that goes into all of my cultivation, really. I really enjoy every step of the process. One of my favorite processes is creating liquid culture. So I love moving from spores into liquid culture, and then coming out of the culture and going to agar and watching it test and make sure everything looks good. I think I enjoy it because I know that I am getting so much more out of one spore syringe than what I would, if I use this syringe to make 3 bags and then went into tubs with each bag, I'm not going to get anywhere near as what I'm going to get with the 10 to 15 tubs that I can make from this, or the 30 grow bags that I can make from this. So just knowing that, I guess having that inner knowing, let me insert this real quick. Through one of my experiences, through my time with cultivation, through experience holding space, I'm really, I know that they know where they're going. I'm just a steward along the way. So from that spore syringe provides how many gifts, how many sacrament gifting, how many times can I do this off of that? So knowing that from the very beginning, that we're expanding that, we're making this more, this is going to go out into my community. This is something that I enjoy. I enjoy gifting my sacrament. It's one of my favorite.
What's the title? That's like something so unique that I think most people do not even consider, that, like, the gifting of mushrooms. It's just like always tied to money, and like, that was I don't know, like, how do you relate to it? Like, what does that matter to you? Why does that matter that you gift it?
Why does it matter to me that I gift it? Well, the most important reason is that it's a sacrament, and to me, it was meant to share with those who want it. It wasn't here for me to make for myself. It's a really open-ended question on that. But I think that for me, I developed this relationship from the time that it comes in the syringe, watching it grow, testing it, putting it into grain. I don't just buy grain. I make my own grain. I spend time with that. Every step of the process along the way has intention. There is music that is played with it. There are intentions that go into as I'm the things that I say as I'm putting it into a grow bag, from the syringe, from the liquid culture syringe. The things that I'm thinking about, the things that I'm feeling. I make sure to not try to practice my cultivation when I'm not in a good place. When I'm, it makes a difference. But to truly feel like just the steward, to know that when I reach in the bag, like I said, when I reach in and I grab some to put in to gift someone, they already knew where they were going. This already knows its purpose in the end. It already knows the experience. It already knows the integration and the processing. I'm just simply moving it along this path to where it was going anyway. So I don't know. It's a beautiful process of gifting. It makes it, to be honest, from I guess a personal standpoint, which would bring my ego a little into it, but I feel like that entire process, like I'm not. It's not about me. Even the cultivation part, like it's not look what I did. Like I felt like that at first. Look, I can do this. I'm good. No, you're doing this for me.
Right.
Like I just created an environment. This is you're doing what you were meant to do. What so to know that I am producing these, to know that I am able to gift them within my community, to be able to see the impact that they have, to be able to work with people in integration and processing after I've gifted them something, to watch their growth and development over the 2 years that I've been gifting to them, to watch the change of the individual, knowing that it's not the mushroom that's changing them, it's the work that they're doing along the way, but it's a doorway, and it's like this doorway was shown to me. How can I gift it? How can I get it? So being in our community, learning what its sacrament was from a perspective of a gift, that was it's been a beautiful part of my journey, and Sanctuary brought that to me because I don't think I would have understood it that way if it wouldn't have been introduced to me in that way. And I might have along the way. I can't say what it would have taught me and what I wouldn't have, but yeah, what about you? What's your favorite part?
I think one of my favorite parts, I was just going to ask, to kind of relate this to you, is like when I reach in a bag of dried mushrooms and I'm like, oh, I remember you.
Oh.
I remember you. It's like, and that's always been so crazy to me that like it can grow 1,000 mushrooms and still remember individual ones. You're like, oh, I watched you grow up. And then you gift it out to somebody and it's like, oh, yeah, we're all in this together. And so now though, like having switched over from cultivation to wild harvest, well, dude, you brought this up recently, how at I think it was right before a retreat or a ceremony, you had just had a flush come through, or it was right after a ceremony when we had kind of finished off what you had, and they like replenished themselves.
Yeah, it was just this last ceremony. Yeah.
Okay. And like that's so real. Like there is an intelligence, and the number of times that I thought like, where am I going to get mushrooms from? And then like a surprise flush, or particularly the wild stuff. That's where it's like there is an intelligence that's at work here that we're in communion with even before we eat the mushrooms. So that's been like this last year, we went out and picked some ovoids together, and I still like, I don't say this in any kind of bragging way. I feel like we all have this. I've just like over a long time been developing this relationship, but like they tell me where they are. Like they tell me I'm driving down the road and there's just like this nagging sense of, you got to go 300 yards across this field to the edge of this forest. And I'm like, come on, really? And then I go there and there they are, and not just like there's a few, there's like an overwhelming abundance of these things. That's like, it's the relationship in general that's my favorite part, I think. Which like that's, you find that in the being able to identify the little ones, or like, I bet, I don't think we've ever talked about this, but I have a feeling that you probably sit and meditate with your mycelium.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was saying. There's different things that happen along the process.
Different stages of the relationship.
And meditating in my grow room is definitely, especially, well, I won't say that. There's never, I don't think there's one process that I'm present for more than the other. But I'm in my grow room 2 to 3 times a day, every day. I'm not changing or doing anything, but I'm always checking. I'm always looking. It's not so much of a responsibility as it is a relationship.
A pleasure, yeah.
It's a relationship. It's like I am walking through my day with things on my mind, with busy things to do, and what I choose to do is I'm going to go check on my mushrooms.
And
I'm going to go, and just going back to the meditation real quick. Like I said, it's important for me to know that when I'm going into this room, when I'm going into this state, that I'm being aware that this is like holding space. This is like I'm shedding this part of me that has all of these other 100 things going on. This is that childlike. This is that purest form of me that's coming in here, and this is like what started as a I was intrigued, and then turned into a hobby, is now a ritual. And this is my practice. This is part of my ritual, my everyday communication with spirit. It all comes through this. And it doesn't have to be the cultivation of mushrooms. I love to put my hands in the dirt and cultivate anything. I love to be, around nature and outside, and love to see life abundantly growing everywhere, and it just increased my connection to it, and I will say this: mushrooms give me a different link to that nature in those winter months. In those months where I can't go outside, I still get to cultivate. I still get to do the things. I still get to grow. I still get to see these things happen. So it's it just means a lot, man.
I'm remembering like the warmth of the tub in the wintertime when you open it up. It's like, oh yeah, there's a little tropical environment.
Yeah.
Dude, God. Oh man, I'm remembering this once I grew a bunch of mushrooms in my basement, this little dingy basement, and had a wood burning furnace in it. And they were like, I had them like all clandestine inside of a solid tub with the lights mounted underneath, and the fire department had to come and mess with our wood burning stove. My ex called the fire department. Dude, the fire department chief, all his people were literally standing with their back to my tubs. They're like 2 tubs stacked on top of each other, and I was just sitting there watching them like, oh no. Which I love that I don't worry about that now with the church, and the knowing that we have this like sincerity and protection around that. And which, like, that again, like, I'm really glad that we kind of talked about this money aspect and how that impacts the relationship. Or we haven't really talked about that specifically, but like these two things, like the gifting and the relationship, I find that my relationship with the mushroom, when there is no money in the middle of it, is just like, there's like this, I don't want to say that there was ever a sense of guilt, but like, it just like never felt good charging $1,000 a pound for some mushrooms. Like, it just never felt good, ever. And so I just feel like my relationship with them is so much cleaner now that that's not a thing.
Yeah, I think it feels, I can agree with that from a perspective of other plant medicines that I've cultivated and gotten rid of. And, I think even, I have a hard time even when people want to gift me things back, and I understand it's a gift for, and I understand the energetic exchange, and I want to honor that, but at the same time, that's not what I did this for.
I'm not knocking anybody that's like charging money for mushrooms. No. But it changes the relationship.
I'm not sure that they would grow the way that they grow for me if I was to do that. I'm not sure that if they didn't understand my intention, and what blows me away is like how we were talking just a second, this kind of goes back to what we were saying, is that what I brought home was the last bit of the grow from spring. Mm-hmm. You contacted me and said, I might need you to cultivate some, or if you could, we might need some for ceremonies. I knew that I had this isolated strain of golden teacher that was going to be big. I was like, man, this will do us. All of a sudden, they got like 5 flushes out of every tub that I did. I had enough mushrooms to exactly last the time that we did it for. And then, like you said, the moment that I came home, I put a little bit back that I got back because I wanted to have some of that last, for my own. And So I put that up. I come back in within 4 to 5 days. I've got pins that are this tall. I'm back to a half pound of mushrooms already. I've got some in the dehydrator. I've been gifting them. It makes me so happy that we got the channel going back where we can do our sacrament gifting. And it's like I'm ready. I'm like I said, I was anxious to get that back out there. Hey guys, I got some.
Yeah.
So this is I mean, I really can't see it any other way than it just being the ritual. This is like it's how I give back to my community. It's first and most importantly, it's how I cultivate my own sacrament. It's how I build my relationship with my sacrament. It's and then it provides me with enough to share.
Yeah, that's like
which expands my relationship with it,
right?
Which makes it so much more than just for me, which then expands into, like we were talking earlier, other people's experience, other people's post experience, other
they are the definition of abundance. They're just like two little spores can become so much. I've definitely seen times when I was chasing the dollar around mushrooms, and they didn't seem to like that. They didn't seem to grow very well for me when I was looking at them like, money.
Yeah.
It's not for me anyway. Anybody else can have it if that's what they want, but that is definitely not for me. And it feels so good that we're in a community that people really seem to get that. I've heard a lot of people say, this is what feels right.
And I'm not opposed to an exchange to the place where someone who was starting this, who's putting their own money and time,
it costs money to grow and time,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Like I said, being gifted back something. So but I think as a cultivator, I would have loved for people to suggest, like if I could suggest for someone to gift a cultivator back for something, gift them some grain. Gift them, gift them some spores. Gift them some things to help keep the process going. Because in the beginning, I felt like, oh wow, I'm putting a lot of effort and energy into this. But now what I have and what I have established, it just provides itself. So
Walmart gift card, go to some tubs.
Hey, man, it's real. It's real. But I think that as a cultivator, what a cool thing to get gifted back from someone who you were, you know what I mean? Like, and it just full circle, you know what I mean? Just their intent in the purchase of the gift that they give is all, it's all about intention.
It is,
and where it comes from. So, yeah, I've never even thought about that until this conversation, but that would be.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, the intention is such a huge part of it. So, man, the intention for this conversation was to share with y'all a little bit about why and how much we love mushrooms. I'm excited for the spring. It's like this, like the thing that I struggle with a little bit, and like when you send me your pictures and all, like there's a little bit of FOMO, because like it's just to live with them in your home and have that relationship. It's just so powerful. It's like so rich. And so I kind of bemoan that a little bit. But at the same time, I'm already finding myself like, I go and there's a couple of ovoid patches out by my kids' school, and I just like go by and talk to them. Just like, hey guys, I'll see you in the spring.
All right. It's no different than the trees, no different than talking, I mean, they're there. They're listening. For sure. Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening here, and check out sanctuary.org if you're interested in what we're doing, and have a great day.